racist. You know how I'm going to do that? I'm going to shit all over this racist Roseanne. They don't care if you're really racist.
But the thing that gets me about it is that I'm going to shit all over this Jew.
Yeah.
Because I was talking about Iran as a Jew and speaking about Persian Jews and, all kinds of Arab Jews.
Yeah, but you're talking about complexity.
It is complex. But
They're
I
not
always
willing
was
to look
on
into
there
that.
talking, defending or, speaking for Jewish people. And so, I think that in the long run, I really want it to be known that I am a Jew and was speaking as a Jew. And when I spoke about the Iran deal and its effect on Jewish people in the Middle East. And I really thought first they didn't know that, but now I think, well, they had to know some of it.
I don't think they want to know. This is what I think. You say, someone says that's a black woman. Even what is she? 1/8 black? Like what is she? Something very small.
46% or something.
Really?
Yeah. She had her DNA done and was talking about it.
Oh.
And 40-something
Really?
Caucasian and
It doesn't look like it. But whatever.
whatever.
The idea
we can't
was,
tell who people are by how they look.
I'm 1.6% African.
Cool. Awesome. That's the heart of the world.
When you look at what happened, I think it's real simple. I think she identifies, or people identify her as a black woman. You said Planet of the Apes, racist.
Yeah.
Boom. It's that simple. I don't think they give a fuck if you're a Jew. I don't think they care if
Yeah.
you're not racist. I think this is a viable target.
Yeah,
and they
I
go
think
after
so.
you. And
Well,
then-
I said I voted for Trump, so
That
if
too.
I was a target.
That too.
Yeah.
And then they could find a tweet from the past.
But
calling
let's
a woman a
let's
man.
not forget either. Oh yeah, I got in trouble for that
Yeah.
many times.
Yeah.
There's just things you can't say, and then there's worse things that you can. So it's weird because they don't censor anybody who's calling for to kill all the Jews. There's thousands of them. They
Well,
don't
they're
do
not-
shit about
They're
that.
not famous women with sitcoms.
Yeah, they are.
Who?
People that are tweeting support for Valerie Jarrett.
Who?
They're pissed at me and
Yeah,
saying,
but-
"How could you say this about
But they're
this?"
not saying that because they're saying kill the Jews. They don't maybe know what your point was.
Well,
or
then
what
I
you're
didn't know, like
implying.
I didn't know about her parentage. I mean, come on, this
Right.
is the truth. This is who I am, and they
But
did
they're
this
not,
too.
But they're not really saying kill the Jews. It's not like a valid comparison. I don't think.
Well,
so.
I'm a Jew,
I understand that. But the people
and
that are
that's how it feels.
maybe it feels that way to you.
It does.
But the people
it
that
does
are
to a
upset
large
at
number
you,
of us.
They're upset at you because they think you said something racist.
I know.
They're not saying kill the Jews.
Well, but they are to us.
Okay, you see how when people look at your situation,
I can see how they think.
but you see how when people look at your situation and they think it's racist. That is also how you look at their reacting to what they think is racist, and you thinking that they're saying kill all the Jews.
Well, they're saying Iran every day threatens the Jewish people in Israel with annihilation, and they've already survived, not too long ago, an annihilation. So, and then we make a deal with that government. That does say something.
I understand that, but this is many steps past
But to me-
recognizing that you said a racist thing or thinking you said a racist thing.
I
and
understand that they
recognizing
think I said a racist thing.
it. Yeah.
I understand that completely.
They have no idea that this had anything to do with Jews versus Iran. They really don't have any idea. I've never
Well,
seen
but-
that. I've never seen that registered
Because
by
it's
any of the
not
people that are upset at
important.
you.
Because it's not important enough to them to know that.
Well, it's probably not been explained to them.
Yeah.
For one,
I know.
your position like this, like you're talking about now.
I understand
and
that.
they might not even think it's valid. Like if they went back and went over it, they might disagree with the political aspects of it.
Yes, and they're free to do that. I'm not going to try to
But they're
ruin their
not.
lives.
But you know what I'm saying? Like they're not. The reason why I said it's not a valid comparison, they're not really saying kill the Jews.
But to me and to other Jews, they are in fact saying that. and that's very common amongst us. So, that's the truth that many of us think. And, if people don't understand it or they don't, care to even consider it. Well, they don't have to, but I'm still going to say it because that's the reality. It's the reality to hear that. And to hear that the United States went and gave them billions of our tax dollars when they're the number one supporter of terror in the world. It is. And they always do kill Jews, like in Paris and wherever else they go. They do it in London, too. I mean, I hate to wake people up, but, it is important. At least it is to me and to people like me. And to many other people, many Christians, it's very important to them, too. They're under onslaught, too.
I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about. Because you're talking about Iranians killing people in Paris and England?
No, I'm talking about being the number one sponsor of terror in the world, Iran.
But they're killing people in France and England?
Yeah, that are Jews.
When is this happening?
Well, when that theater and a lot of other times.
But there's a lot of
they
people in
beat
that
old
audience
Jewish woman to death in her Paris apartment. There's a lot of it. I'm not saying they only kill Jews, but they do kill Jews.
Okay.
And their money goes back to those terrorist organizations that are funded by Qatar and Iran.
Okay. These are general things you're saying, right?
Yeah, it's very general, and there's 100 shades. There's 100 shades, but I'm just saying, as a Jew with a family in Israel, this is what we think, and that this is how we feel. And to not even acknowledge that in any discussion is kind of disturbing, and it should be factored in.
I don't think it's a matter of not acknowledging it. I think
but it should be factored in as well.
I don't think they're aware that this had anything to do with your motivation.
Well,
it's never been expressed. I've never read it anywhere, Roseanne.
You can't say it. That's why I'm saying it here.
You can't say it.
It's not really smiled on to go against the people who control our media and say, especially social media, and say that you're pro-Israel or, that you think...
you don't think that the media will allow you to be pro-Israel? I mean, that seems like a really common thing.
Not on social media, for the most part. No, it's very anti-Israel. I'll send you statistics.
Well, I see some anti-Israel sentiment, and especially in relation to the way they treat the Palestinians. Like, I see a lot of that.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to play into either of those because I really believe that, there's a solution to that problem. The solution is peace, and I think it can be achieved. So I'm not going to play either one of those games about who does this or what. I just like to see a solution that works for all the people there. All people there. So, but it can't be.
Would agree with that.
But it can't be if one side has been completely censored, and that isn't a discussion, nor is it a debate, and nor is it American. Right. Scary. It's scary times when like on our college campuses today. I know this because my son was on one, and it's a far left. There's far left professors that espouse that kind of stuff daily in all of our colleges, and it does find its way to the media. You look at the media that most, what are they called, millennials consume, and it's heavily to the left.
It is, yeah. That's
and
a fact.
So that's where they're forming they are getting their opinions from only hearing one side of things on social media, and I don't think that's good. Well, I don't think it's good that all conservative voices are being censored off Twitter, and not all. I shouldn't say all, but that so many are, because that's a way to shut down discussion too.
There's quite a few conservative voices on Twitter, but some are when they think they're inflammatory or they think they're espousing hate.
Yeah. But they get to decide that. But
right. You're right.
Who's deciding that? You're right. It's people who are heavily political.
Yes.
That's not right. It
all
should
tech companies lean left, right. All of them.
And it should be more in the middle where both sides are considered to come to that's what consensus means, is a diverse opinion, and that's how you reach consensus. You don't get a consensus nor a solution from only listening to one side blather on the same shit for 20 years.
Well, not only that
keeps people fighting at each other.
Not only does it keep people fighting, I think it recruits people for the other side. I think it does the opposite of its intended effect.
That's what one of my friends said. He said he thinks Michael Moore, that's Michael Moore's role, since he's a billionaire too, that he's
Michael Moore's a billionaire?
Well, they said, this is what they said, I don't know,